All right, Kat, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. So you get to be the first student for the Financial Freedom Family. How does that make you feel?
Pretty good.
Very exclusive. Um, so I think I love that you're here because it highlights how so few people will actually take the first step to educate themselves. And that's what a lot of teachers deal with all the time is students just not wanting to do anything. So the kids will sit in class, they won't bring a pencil, they'll ignore
hmm
what the teacher's saying. Um, so that's why I love now that I can teach online. It's just people that want to learn. So we'll record this and I'll put it up on YouTube and everyone can still, access it. But I would imagine it's going to take time for the high school students to actually start doing anything because it's
hmm
hard enough for me to get them to do something when they're literally right in front of me. But, right now they're probably playing video games versus getting online to learn. So we'll just get going and we can't really worry about what other people do or don't do.
Yeah.
Let me switch over here. Still getting the hang of this Zoom. Maybe I don't want to go full screen. All right, so Kat, can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, perfect. That's why I have dual screens. All right, so that full screen now?
hmm
Okay. So I'm starting a nonprofit. I'm going to be taking my lessons and putting them online. I'll have eventually like a platform where people will go through it to make it easier and I don't have to be there when they do it. But that's what I'm building now.
Okay.
So it is Financial Freedom Family and then F3 for short. And then like f3greenville.com is my website. So my name's Mike Tharp. Some people still care about credentials. So I like to present those because I guess I did spend a lot of money to get these things. I have my social studies RX from Cedarville University. So I'm licensed to teach history, government economics, financial literacy, and a bunch of other things. And then I got my master's from Grand Valley University in Grand Rapids. And I got that in learning disabilities and emotional impairment. And then I've been 18 years of teaching in public schools. Now, what's crazy is most of what I'm going to teach you today, I didn't learn there. I've had to learn this myself through many mistakes and consulting various people. So what is wealth? Okay, that's the question everyone wants to know. Right now, everyone is asking themselves, where is my wealth? Who has it? What is it stored in? How can I get it? How can I use it? So whether it be the stock market going down or people losing their jobs or they're not able to work or they need toilet paper or they need food or they go to the bank and the bank says, oh, well, we can't give you that much money right now. So what is wealth? So what we're going to do is use something called Answer Garden to build what this looks like for our class. Now, right now, it just might be Kat and I putting in there what we think, but eventually when you guys watch this on YouTube, go to this website, okay? I'm going to put it in the chat. So go to this website and so Kat, go ahead and do this. Let me send this to you in the text chat. Can you see that in the chat?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what it will look like. So I'm going to put what I think. Kat, you put what you think, and then eventually whenever people watch this video, they can put what they think, and it'll be added to what we have put. So let me think. And I should get this out of the way right now. I am not a good speller. So if you base people's intelligence on their ability to spell, you will not think I'm very smart. So I don't want to, take away from whatever you guys would put. So please don't feel like you need to copy me. I want to hear what you think, what is wealth to you. So for me, I put mindset, I put assets, and I put abundance. Kat, were you able to get on?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll let Kat do that, and anyone else, like I said, go ahead and go to answergarden.ch/1150611 and put your answer so we can add and collect to that, and then we'll check in tomorrow and see who else added that. As I've looked at finances and education, and I've followed Dave Ramsey for a long time. There's lots of libertarian economists I look to for advice. But the first time I really changed my whole mindset and got what it meant to be wealthy is when my friend Corey gave me a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad when I think I was 24. And it still has an effect on me today. So a lot of what I'm going to teach and go off of is from a guy called Robert Kiyosaki. So I have two quotes from him. It says, before you can transform your wallet from poor to rich, you've got to transform your spirit from poor to rich. So what he's saying here is that it starts with your mindset and not what you actually do. And when you tell people that, a lot of times they will leave and give up because they'll say, well, I just want to know what stocks to buy now. Or am I supposed to pull my money out of the stock market or put it in right now? And when you don't tell them what to do, they get mad at you and start making excuses. So the next one is, in the real world, the smartest people are people who make mistakes and learn. In school, the smartest people don't make mistakes. And this is the culture I'm trying to change where I teach in Greenville, is I work with a lot of students, and either they're like super intelligent and they don't want to make any mistakes and they just want to play by the rules and keep it really safe because they know what they need to do to get an A, or I'm dealing with students that say, this entire education system is a sham and I'm not going to try and I don't care about this. Nothing they're teaching me is real or matters in real life. And a lot of times I can't disagree with them. So I get it. I tell my students, I don't care about grades. For the most part, the education system isn't teaching you things that you need in life. So that's what I hope to do with this. And I hear adults and other people say all the time, like, I wish we taught financial education. I wish we taught more financial literacy. So I'm bringing this to anyone for free that wants to do that around the world. But as you can see, what happens when you ask people to invest in themselves, many times they don't show up. So we're going to watch 2 minutes of Robert Kiyosaki talking about what to do right now in this market crash. So we're just going to watch this for about 2 minutes and see what he has to say.
That this is fake money, fake teachers, fake assets. And what's real money is gold and silver. Gold and silver are God's money. God made them. I'm not really religious, but God made that money. Unlike Bitcoin, unlike the dollar, or the peso, or the yen. But who's told my pension just came out, and because why that's affecting us is the real reason this is the prophecy is real is because the pensions are crashing. And when I came back from Vietnam, I was
Kat,
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. Do you know what a pension is?
Trying to think of it. It's money that's set aside for later in life.
Yeah. So I think a lot of my students at school wouldn't know what that was. Probably most adults do, but a pension is where a person you work for puts money away and then they give you like a salary after you retire. So this used to be really popular like in the 40s, 50s, and 60s in the private sector, like just normal businesses. And then they found out it's not really sustainable. Because if somebody stops working when they're 55 or 60, then you have to pay them for the rest of their life. So it's like it's like Social Security, but from your job. Now this still exists, but it's mostly in government. So teachers, firefighters, police are often now the only ones that have a pension, and many of them are underfunded. So that means that the government hasn't set aside enough money to pay people. I know that's hard to believe, but Robert talks a lot about how teachers especially are kind of slaves to this pension system, and they'll kind of do whatever it takes to get it or to make sure it stays there, which I totally get. But it's not sustainable, and that's what he's going to talk about.
25 years old, not your age. My poor dad was poor. I just come back from Vietnam. He was unemployed. So he had no job. He had no paycheck, and he had no pension. And he had a PhD. He didn't know anything. So that's why the Rich Dad Company was founded, some years later, is because I had to prove I knew what I was doing so I could get rich without a job, without paychecks, without a pension. And that's why the Rich Dad Company was founded, because with the right financial education, this crash would be the best that ever happened to you. But if you're thinking like my poor dad, PhD, poor, helpless, and desperate, you'll probably be just like him. Yeah. That's the problem, because you have Uber is a complete stock market scam. You have WeWork, you have Peloton. Those are all your generation stocks, and they're complete shams. But they make a lot of money right now. So the reason I'm saying this is your greatest asset is this, your brain. And that's why we created this board game here, Cash Flow. So if you take this game and you actually play it and study with your friends about it, you'll get smarter. So instead of getting crushed, you have a chance. There's no guarantee of it, because let's say there's 100 people watching today, 2 of you will do something. Okay, so going back again 25 years, 50 years now, when I graduated from school, when I was 25 years old, all of my friends wanted high-paying jobs. So I get out of the Marine Corps, and what many of my classmates did, they went to fly for United Airlines. So they made a lot of money. For them, it was a lot of money. It was about $400,000 a year. I didn't take that route. Instead, I went to work for Xerox to learn how to sell. Because if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you've got to sell. So when I say that to most people, they say, well, I don't want to sell. So you're not going to learn that way. And I had to learn how to public speak. And I learned to write books and all this. So I get richer and richer and richer as the economy goes down.
All right, so let's stop right there. And I get that a lot, is people saying or making excuses. And again, my goal here is to not get you to sell, but my goal is to get you to invest in yourself and actually create something. Doesn't mean your face needs to be out there. Doesn't mean you need to learn how to public speak, but you got to learn how to produce something of value. That's what we're focused on. So let's do some self-reflection and look at our passion. So Kat, since you're here, I want you to think about this. What do you think you are not prepared for when it comes to being an adult? So this was written for my students in high school. Or your finances. Okay? So I want you don't have to say it out loud if you don't want to. You can type it in the chat box, I don't care. But I would write it down somewhere, even if it's just for yourself.
Okay.
So if you're watching this later and you want to put it in the comments or in the chat, you're more than welcome to. We're going to watch a video shortly about self-reflection. And this is where a lot of people are going to struggle. They're going to give up. They're going to say, I'm stupid. They're going to say, you can even look at the comments in this below here. And it was it's beautiful to watch, to see people's mindset. Yeah, so I've been watching these videos a lot recently. This video wasn't educational at all. This was a promo video for Robert's Life and Products again. So see, this Seb guy has a loser attitude. He is only interested in advertising his books. All his interviews are like that, okay? Again, people saying, how come he never answers the question? So all these people have poor mindsets. And it's so ironic that they're criticizing him and they're the ones who have the problem. So again, all these people want fish. They don't want to learn how to fish. So who do they get mad at when they're not given the fish? Robert Kiyosaki, who's giving them free education. But again, they don't want to learn how to fish. They want free fish. So I just saw that this morning as I was getting ready, and I thought it was hilarious. So really think about that. You guys are going to make a kind of like a poster about that later. What do you think you're not prepared for when it comes to being an adult or your finances if you are an adult? So a 65-year-old could answer this. What are you not prepared for? Is it, maybe you're worried about getting in a nursing home and you can't afford it. So how can we take care of that? So this is a short video. It's about 1 minute, but it kind of talks about why it's so important for us to do self-reflection. And if you notice, in Financial Freedom Family, the first thing we focus on is our mindset.
What role has reflection played in shaping your personal growth?
The ability to look at oneself critically, to say to oneself, you were good in that situation, you weren't good in that situation, you could have been better in that situation. Not to be overly critical, meaning you're always at fault if something goes badly, or not to be so filled with hubris that you think everything you did was fine and it's always the other person, but be able to sort of separate yourself, to look at the situation from as if you were the third party, evaluating it. When they do sales training, there's, it's always three people. One who pretends to be the salesman, one who pretends to be the customer, and one who observes. And then they all take turns, and the one who does the learning is the observer. So the question is, can you be your own observer? Like, can you replay a situation? And so self-reflection has been huge for me, and I've been huge into it for many, many, many years. The ability to say, okay, I can take some responsibility for the outcome of that, good or bad, and I can learn to do that again, or I can learn to spot those situations and avoid them in the future.
And I would even say, once you take responsibility for everything that happens in your life, then everything's taken care of. When you stop blaming other people and take responsibility that it's everything you happens is your fault, your life is so much freer. And that sounds simple and easy. It's not, okay? But that's the key. So the next thing we want to ask ourselves is, what is your passion? So right now, bringing in current events, Trump is proposing to just give people money like every month or week. And there's something called universal basic income that's been tried in other countries. So more socialistic countries are kind of already doing this. So I don't think it's going to be $5,000, but I use $5,000 because I think you can live comfortably given our current situation, or at least a month ago. So Kat, think about this. If you just got a check from the government for $5,000 a month, could you live comfortably?
I could.
Okay. So if you got that $5,000 a month, would you still be a hostess?
Still be a what?
Would you still work in a restaurant?
Yes.
So you have all the money you need. That's how much you enjoy working in a restaurant.
It's not about the job. It's about the people that I work with and the people that I get to see.
Okay. So you're like more into the community and the social aspect of your job.
Yes.
I totally get that. So I worked as a server at Fridays and Applebee's and Olive Garden, and to this day, some of those people are my best friends. Now I wouldn't choose to do that the rest of my life, and maybe you're just now you want to do that. But imagine how much better you would be at your job if all your needs were met and you weren't worried about, I got to make this much money during the shift, or I have to stay here. Or if there's a Saturday you want to take off. I know that was one of the worst things as a server is I work Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night because that's when I can make the most money. So I didn't get to go out to Grand Haven or go to the beach a lot, or if I did, I had to come back to work. So what I want you guys to do, and you don't have to do it now, you can do it later. So Kat, later, this, I'm going to put this in the chat box. So I want everyone to go here, and this is what I have my students do. It's an interest profiler. So it's going to show you what you like and don't like. So do you like to build kitchen cabinets? So if you like that, if you like to work with your hands, you put something over here. I am not a handyman, even though I want to be. So I'm going to put it right here. Lay brick or tile, not interested. Develop a new medicine, definitely not interested. I hate science. Study ways to reduce water pollution, no. Now, I do like to write books, lessons, or plays. I am not musical, okay? So I want you guys to go through and do this on your own, and then you're going to get a result at the end, and then I want you to screenshot that because we're going to use it. If you don't know how to screenshot it, I want you to Google it because that's a technical skill you need to know how to do. I have a Mac, so it's a little bit different for me. So that's part of your assignment is make sure you take this. I know my students have already done that. All right, so we're going to wrap this up here. We've been going for 25 minutes. So your takeaway in self-learning is take your ONET survey and screenshot the results. Create a Canva with your results and top 3 choices. So this is Canva. I use this to make stuff for YouTube videos and designs and stuff. This is a really cool one of my students made using Canva. So he designed this logo. This is for our esports team. And so this is what I put up at the school. So you can use this to put your top 3 choices from your career. So again, we're just learning how to use Canva. I think it's for the most part, it's pretty simple. Kate, Kat, have you ever used Canva?
I don't think so.
All right, so here's another example. My class and I made manifestations. So it's basically just a way to create digital posters, and it's pretty simple.
Okay.
So you would go to home, create a design, and then you can, let's say you want something for Instagram. There's an Instagram post, and you click on that, and you can start. If you want to take one of these and edit it, you can, or you can just start with a blank one. So then over here, you could add photos. There's like elements and different like designs and emojis you can add. You can add text. You can change the background. You can upload pictures. Okay, so like here's, you just drag it over. There you go. You got to post a picture on your poster. So you're going to take your screenshot and put it in here and pick your top 3 careers. So If yours is a worker in the restaurant industry, you could put that, but then also consider what are 2 other things that you might like to do if you want to do something later in life. So even those of you that are, 40, 50, 60, and you say, well, I know what I'm going to be. Your mindset's not right. You have to think, you have to have an open mind and think, again, we're here now where people can't work. So you have to think, what else do you want to do? What can you do online? How do you want to follow your passion? You can make money now doing anything you want online. If it's selling makeup, if it's doing hair, if it's talking about Pokemon, if it's talking about basketball, it doesn't matter. There's a way to monetize it and start your own business. And that's what we're going to be focusing on here. And then begin listening to Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So right here is the link. And this, again, is free education. So you can listen as you get ready in the morning, as you work out, as you take a walk. You can listen to the entire book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, on YouTube. I'm 90% sure you can find free PDFs of the book. Or if you want to buy the book, I would recommend that. I'm going to be giving a lot of them away. But start reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Because until your mindset changes, I can't help you. Nobody can help you. Okay? It doesn't matter. You could have all these stock tips and know what was going to happen in the market. But if your mindset doesn't change, nothing is going to happen for you. So I'm going to keep doing this Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. And then I'm going to put and then I'm going to record this and put it on YouTube for anyone to watch later, and I'll send it to my students. So this is my way of helping them, helping anyone in the world that wants it. Hopefully we'll start to get some more people, because it's a lot better when there's more interaction and the students can learn from each other. That's what I do in class, is I try to get them to learn from each other instead of just me talking the whole time. So right now, Kat is going to get the Trust Wallet. I think, do you already have it?
I don't.
Okay. So Kat's going to download the Trust Wallet so I can send her some cryptocurrency. So part of what we're going to do is have crypto giveaways. When people actually finish their projects, we'll have crypto giveaways. So I'm teaching you also how to value and hold assets instead of liabilities. So I'm trying to incentivize you to learn, which is what I want my nonprofit to do, especially people in Greenville. So right now, I'm going to try to give more to my local community and people in Greenville. So whether it's Kat telling people at work who, can't go into their job anymore because they're a restaurant worker, hey, let's learn about wealth, and we get paid too from our house. So that's what I'm hoping to catch on and to help people out in this trying time. Kat, do you have any questions before I stop the recording? Or you're good to go, and I'll pause it and we'll get you some crypto.
I'm good to go.
All right, so I'm going to stop recording, and if you guys see this on YouTube, go ahead and drop any comments or questions. I'll be answering those whenever you happen to watch them. I will try to be more prepared and improve and get better as well with my presentation. So stay sane, don't listen to the media, be safe, and we love you guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow.